Let's go do our own death state from standing. And we can use the same Boolean. Now, why is this? So we got death iron sights. We got death iron sights, and then we got death. Let's take a look at what death is. Compare that to death iron sights. Okay. So that's fine. So how can we use the same variable here as we're using here? Well, it depends. We're doing that because that flag is opening this gate and this gate both, but we're in this state. In other words, this gate being open doesn't matter if we're not in this state. So you can open up all the other gates around as long as they're not connected to this one, and everything will still work. Let me show you what I mean. Well, first let's get some death animations in here. And again, we have 2 iron sights deaths. And in fact, what we can do, just to illustrate the point, let's bring the other deaths in here as well. So now we have 5 death animations. So this is kind of overkill. So we can blend these like we did with the Boolean one down at the prone, but obviously we have more than just a yes or no. We have 5. So what we need is a blend poses by int. And this works the same way, except instead of just a yes or no, it has an index of 1 through 5, or 1 through whatever. So let's go ahead and add more pins, because we have more animations. And we'll connect all these in here. And again, we'll promote this to a variable. And we can call this death anim index. And this will work pretty much the same way as the Boolean, it's just we have more options. So again, let's back up one. Let's go in here. Let's create a custom event. What do we call the last one? We called it random prone death bowl. We'll call this one random standing death index. Again, we'll compile that. Event graph. Oops. Go up to the anim notifies. Random death index. We're going to set this one, and what are we going to set it to? Well, we're going to set it to a random integer in range. And it's going to go from 0 to 4, because arrays are 0 index based. Take that print string out there. So now, if I click on the death flag, I'm going to standing death. Oops, you know what we forgot to do? Same thing. Take the looping off. All right, so let's recompile. Hit the death flag. Now we're playing number 2. Recompile again. Death. Number 1. So it should be pretty random every time. Now again, it's the same value as here. So that's one of the powers of having a state machine. Is because you can sit there and say, I'm dead, but play a completely different set of animations because you're in a standing state versus a prone state. And if we had crouching death animations, which we don't have in this library, we would have to make our own, which I'm not going to bother to do. But we could branch off of here and create a crouching death. And basically do the same thing. And it would also run off of that same flag. Like so. Now, unfortunately, we don't have anything to put in here. We could also create, if we had the animations, and if I wanted to build the animations, transitions from crouching to prone, which would actually make sense. But alas, we don't have these animations, and it's not worth my time to really make them because I think I've proven how it all works. So you have to extrapolate from there. Hopefully you get the idea from these examples. So now we got to